am not here to debate with anyone.
Okay, since we're
I have
here,
devoted all of my
uh,
adult life to this
what
subject.
happened to my intro?
I only debate with my
You know,
equals.
it
All
doesn't matter.
others
It's
I
probably the
teach.
same. That was weird. But anyway, let's keep it moving, right? Um, I got a interview coming, possibly tomorrow. Uh, it will be live streamed, by the way. Um, so be on the lookout for that. Well, I think the I think it will be I think the live stream. I think the interview would happen tomorrow or Sunday. Um, that's coming down the pike. So be on the lookout for that. Interviews coming. It's going to be live stream. It's not going to be a pre-record video. It's going to be live stream, by the way. Uh, so be on the lookout for that. I don't know what time it's going to be. The details still being worked out on that. So anyway, let me go ahead and say something real quick. Shout out to shout out to Stanley. Shout out to Stanley Cross, man. Shout out to Stanley Cross. A round of applause for Stanley Cross, man. Shout out to you, Stanley. Shout out to you, Stanley. Yeah. I saw your matinee performance, and let me do this again. All right. Shout out to Stanley Cross, and this leads to what I'm about to say. I believe a lot of you are robots. I really do. I really think that a lot of y'all. Now, when I said robots, I'm not being hyperbolic here, right? I'm being hyperbolic, right? I know you. 90% of you are not bots, right? Uh, I know most of y'all are flesh and blood, seemingly human beings. Uh, you know, um, but when I said robots, how the things that come out of your mouth, the words that come out your mouth, let me know who framed your mindset, how y'all draw conclusions to certain things. Okay, how you draw conclusions to certain things, even though you got this thing called the internet that you could research. And when I said the internet, I ain't talking about no chat GBT or chat, because chat GPT is there to uh how can I say it? Um what's the word? What's the word for confirmation bias, right? Only thing chat GPT does is confirmation bias. That's why this one clown did a video and said, make it sound like, hey, chat GBT, make it sound like if I said it, rather than make it sound like, rather than giving the information, he want to make the AI sound like him. It's the most asinine thing I ever heard of. See, but anyway, back to the point. A lot of y'all just saying things, just be saying things, and this is what I have to say, right? Black YouTube. is an arm of white supremacy. Now, because somebody said they're eating the dogs, the immigrants, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the dogs. Now here is you believing it. I heard reports though they're eating the dogs. And then you got some clown up on a live panel. A person who I banned, right? I banned him last week from coming on my channel for a reason. Because he always talk about respectfully, and then he progressed in disrespecting you. You know, he's one of these so-called pro-blacks. These conscious community as Negroes, right? And he always talking about, and some of y'all might know who I'm talking about. Pan Mulatto. Yeah, I'm saying his name, Pan Mulatto. And this reason why I don't like black YouTube, because it produces people like this who thinks that, oh, let me blame everything on Somalis. Let me blame everything on Mexicans. Let me blame everything on, he blames everything on fill in the blank, right? So he goes around here talking about the biggest issue that Black America should face is Mexicans crossing the border. You know, this is why I tell you Negroes to read a book. I know where you got your talking points from. Your talking points come from Tariq Nasheed and Phil the Advice Show, and in that FBA versus the, y'all don't think for yourselves. Because somebody tell you something online does not mean it's true. All you gotta do is look at the statistics. It's not that hard to look up statistics and how many jobs there are. See, the question I would like to ask is this: what job you have that the Haitians and the Somalians, the Mexicans, and Latin Americans stole for you? That should be the first question that should be asked. And if you can't answer that question, then therefore your your concern is invalid. That's right. It's invalid. Everything you said is invalid at this point. What job did they stole from you? We need jobs. White supremacy, man. Uh, the immigrants are stealing our jobs. What was the job numbers in 2014? 21% of we was unemployed, with 21% in April of 2011. It became 5%. No, I'm sorry. Came 4% in 2000, December 2016. Now, I hear you Negroes get online and talk about Obama did this. Obama, he didn't do right. Well, look at the jobless numbers between April 2011 to January 2017. 21% down to 4 or 5% on microtrends.net. So I like to ask a second question. Okay, Do you pick lettuce? Do you pick mushrooms? Because see, a lot of you Negroes, y'all stay in the inner city. Y'all stay up in Chicago. Y'all stay in Atlanta. Y'all stay in Baltimore. Y'all don't go out in the rural area and see who is picking what you eat. I'm probably the only person in the rural area who I can sit there and see who's actually picking stuff. See an American black person picking anything in the agricultural sector. I have yet to see one. Unless you're a guy who's there for like 2 months because he's trying to get, he served time and he's trying to get, that I understand. But as a full-time job on a daily basis, how many of y'all are actually there picking fruit, picking veggies, picking mushrooms? Over here picking uh working in these chicken houses where y'all on these talking points don't match actual data. And you're out here looking sounding ridiculous on a daily basis. But anyway, shout out to Stanley Cross though. Shout out to Stanley Cross for what he did. Let me clap on this again. Shout out to Stanley Cross. Okay? So anyway, and this kind of reminds me of a 1891 riot in New Orleans. 1891. There was a movie called Vendetta made back in 1990s. It starred Christopher Walken, right? But let me tell you what happened in 1891, 1893. I forgot what year it was, but it's in 1890, early 1890s. Because Ellis Island could not afford any more Italians coming in, New Orleans became the second hub that would take in a new batch of Europeans. And New Orleans was trying to be the Ellis Island of the South. So a lot of a lot of Italian immigrants. I don't know why I said Italian Americans, but those who will be Italian Americans, uh, got on the shores of New Orleans and start working on these jobs. There was a guy named Governor Nicholas. Some of y'all might know Nicholas State University, and so he put out this propaganda about the Italians are taking away your jobs. And a lot of the former slaves or the sons and daughters of these former slaves decided to believe the rhetoric. Oh man, Governor Nicholas is right, man. They're gonna take away our jobs. So anyway, while all this is going on, A police officer got shot, and when he got shot, I think he was the police chief. I'm not. So they were trying to find out who to blame. So that stirred up a frenzy in the streets of New Orleans. And propaganda is a great tool. So all those mud seals, and when I call mud seals, I'm talking about your dirty white, your low income whites. So you dirty, excuse, your, I'm about to say something, but let me just be politically correct here. Let me be politically correct. The mud seal class, your poverty prone whites, and the sons and daughters of slaves have created a riot and hung some Italians just because the propaganda is, oh, these people are taking away your jobs. Now fast forward 130 years later, 130 something years later, in 2026, 2024, 25, 26, you Negroes are caught on that same okie doke when it talks about the Somalians, the Mexicans, it's whoever else is coming across the border. Rather, instead of blaming them, you should be worried about the corporations and the foreign policy that got them across in the first place. These people who come over here, they're pawns of a game, and your black ass is a pawn too. But yet you keep thinking though, oh, because you are in the red, white, and blue, you ain't being touched. No, Negro, you're just a pawn in the capitalistic game. Do you understand? You're a pawn just as they are a pawn, and they rather see you fighting them, fight whoever this immigrant person is, rather than fighting who create the foreign policy that got them over here, instead and fighting the economic policy that helped them over here. That's why I said what I said. A lot of y'all don't think for yourselves in this sector. YouTube, y'all don't. I'm doing all right, Pure. I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right, Pure. Hope things go well for you. But anyway, back to the point, right? I refuse to go along with the talking points. That's why some of y'all want to bounce me off panels and tell me I'm wrong and, oh, great false narratives. Because me, I can read and I can use some uh, critical thinking. I'm not swayed by, oh, the algorithm. I take pride in research. Okay, I take pride in that, and that's why I said though, y'all are an arm of white supremacy because y'all only repeat things when somebody else tells you, rather than you having a mind of your own and say, oh, wait a minute, this does not add up to this right here. Again, the question is, the question I like to ask is, how did I made you a mod, Reese? Anyway, let me keep it moving. That's weird. When I made you a mod, Anyway, let me just keep it moving. So yeah, I refuse to go along with the narrative. Um, oh, by the way, shout out to Stanley Cross. By the way, yeah, I'm gonna keep on saying shout out to Stanley Cross, man. Shout out to Stanley Cross. I'm gonna keep on saying it. Yeah. I watched some of it last night. Oh, shout out to Stanley Cross. Shout out to Stanley Cross. All right. There you go. Stanley Cross. Stanley Cross is the man. Stanley Cross is the man of the hour, y'all. But anyway, we keep it moving. Right? You know, and then this narrative. Yeah, I'm gonna do a video on on some of these narratives. Uh, like so and so did not help the black community. So and so did not help us. Well, I gotta ask, do y'all ever actually read the concepts and while like and since we're talking about Jackson and well Jesse Jackson was against black people. Well, Jesse Jackson was against the crime bill. And some of y'all really need to look up the crime bill itself is a complex argument. It was not like, oh, Joe Biden one day just and no. And just because I said I'm defending Joe Biden's position, does that mean I'm pro Joe Biden? We're talking about in the context of the '94 crime bill, right? The context of the '94 crime bill happens when Joe Biden was trying to pass a domestic violence bill. It was a domestic violence bill, but because of what's going on in LA and New York, the drug war, the crack epidemic, all of that, right? Of the late '80s, early '90s, the African American church, the black church, who I had major problems with, by the way, decided, well, it kept egging on Congress to go after the hoodlums in their own communities. So when Joe Biden was doing his bill, on domestic violence, I think it was the Violence Against Women's Act of '94. So there's a thing called a rider bill, right? So a rider bill is a bill. A rider bill is a legislative what's to call it mechanism, for lack of a better word, where like you put one bill and you add it to the other bill, right? You stick one bill into another bill, right? So it will pass. So the whole issue about the crime bill was it was a separate bill, and then they went into did I mention anything about black women? Shicey Bomb? No, I didn't. Okay, I talking about the black church. But go on. Uh, yeah. So they snuck in the crime bill into the um Violence Against Women Act of '94. Joe Biden was, you know, it was passed and it became law. But I wish people understand how legislation works. Uh, you know, but the problem is you got people around here, and shout out, it's like what MOT said, right? You got a bunch of Delta Novembers online, and you got a lot of Delta Novembers just talking. No, don't know how the sausage got made. As long as you got the hot dog, It doesn't matter how the hot dog got made, long as you are there to eat it. No, it is important how the sausage, the hot dog, got made in the process. Because if you know about the hot dog and how it was made, you will understand what's the ingredients, whether the ingredients is healthy or not. You can't blame you can't blame your your high blood pressure on something else when you ate the hot dog. When the ingredients inside the hot dog is giving you the high blood pressure. The pork that's in the hot dog. Is your hot dog made out of pork? Or is your hot dog made out of is your hot dog is culture? I know what a hot dog is. I know how to make a hot dog, rooster. I know what's inside a hot dog. Thank you very much. I seen it made. I seen it how it's made. I've been enough butcher shops and slaughterhouses. Well, actually, the slaughterhouse I go to is also butcher shop because they do barbecues every. Well, you know what? I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet. Uh, yeah. What's going on, Shaka Love? I don't know why Mike Hood. I don't know why Mike Hood is spamming the chat room. He's spamming anyway. Um, I just wish people would just stop and think about what they're actually talking about. You know. Um, but anyway, y'all, shout out to Stanley Cross, y'all. Shout out to Stanley Cross. So let me clap. Hold on. Review the 19-point agenda. Wait. Mike V. You have a 19-point agenda. Listen. I'll read it. Where where can I find it? Hold on. Is that on your channel? 19 point. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Okay. I got it. I got it. Now we're talking about the health and banking. Let me see. Hold on. I'm gonna read this. Wait a minute. No, I'm gonna read this. Yeah. I pulled it up. No, BGS induct. No, BGS and T. Son Johnson does. Are you referring to Black is Back coalition? Is that what is that the 19-point agenda you are referring to? Let me see here. Oh, I'm actually unfamiliar with the Black is Back. The guy, yeah, yeah. What wasn't he? He got raided last year. I think FBI raided his place last year in Florida, if I'm not mistaken. I might have to look that up. Yeah, I might have to look that up. So, but anyway, I'm going to say shout out to Stanley Cross. Shout out to Stanley Cross, though. Yeah, yeah. Shout out to Stanley Cross, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have to. Who am I fussing at? You know, I had been advised not to go in and start cooking. I had to stop fussing. I'm advised not to fuss at people. However, I'm going to give a round of applause to Stanley Cross, y'all. Let me give it to Stanley Cross, right? Let me give it to Stanley Cross. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me slow down on roasting and cooking somebody, a group of individuals, YouTube, because Stanley Cross did it for me, and he didn't even do it, and I didn't even ask him to do it. I didn't even ask Stanley to do it, but Stanley did it. Well, he did it on my behalf, but I'm glad Stanley did it. So shout out to Stanley Cross. Shout out to Stanley, y'all. Shout out to Stanley, man. That was lovely yesterday. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'm gonna say this. Shout out to Stanley. So I ain't fussing today. SD. I'm not gonna be fussing today. I'm gonna try to chill. All right. I'm gonna try to chill for the day. But shout to Stanley Cross. Okay. Yeah. And if Stanley Cross was here, he'll tell you. He'll sit there and tell you what he did yesterday, and I wish that was me who did that. I wish that was me who actually did that yesterday. But again, but I'm glad I saw that. I'm glad I saw the replay of that beautiful beam footage. Nah, nah. I'm not gonna play the clip 777. I'm not gonna play the clip. Um, I'm just glad that a high sedity individual got what they were looking for. You know, did he? 'Cause I know he did because what else am I? Well, 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 Shiesty. It wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter. Shiesty bomb. It wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter. It's just somebody who I hate, who I despise, and I can care less if that was a man or woman or sex and gender, sex, gender, and race. Really don't care. I don't care about that like that. I mean, I know you do that. Gender and race matters to you. It doesn't matter to me like that. If I hate you, listen, I hate you. Okay. Um, that race has nothing to do with my hatred. It's more about treating me right, treat me wrong, and treat me right. All right. You treat me wrong, I'm telling you, you're going to get. I'm going to hate you forever. All right. So, and Shiesty, I don't know what Shiesty. I know why you here, Shiesty. Shiesty, let me tell you something. Now, I know you're here to troll, but Shiesty, all you need is a warm blanket and some fire. That's all you need. All right. So so Shiesty, there is a fire, there is a blanket. Just curl up under the blanket, Shiesty, and you'll be all right. You don't have to be all angsty. I know it's cold outside. And I know it's February. It's cold outside in some areas. Hey, all you need to do is come on in the house and lay down. The fire is, the house is warm. You get on this blanket and right here some heat. I know you you don't have to be outside cold. All you gotta do is just knock on the door. Big J, can you let me in? I'm cold. Well, right here's a blanket and here's some fire. Just go, just lay up, lay lay down right by that fire. You be all right. And after a while, after you warm up, right here's some food on the table. Some food and drink on the table, you know, and some fork and a knife. Yeah, go ahead and eat. Shit, you be all right. You don't have to troll that much, Shicey Bum. You don't have to troll that much to get my attention. Okay, you don't have to troll. Shit, you don't. You don't have to troll like that. You got my attention already. Just show up with a smile on your face, and you get this heat. You get this warm blanket. You get the food, water, and shelter, and you be all right. Right, Rooster. Yeah, a bowl of soup. Now, what type of soup you want? You want tomato soup with a uh with a side of a grilled cheese sandwich, or you want a chicken noodle soup? Do you want some broccoli and cheese soup with some croutons? I'm just saying, yeah. I mean, I got some soup. If you want some soup, camels. I'm like camels. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I make you some soup. What you want? Homemade soup or you want that canned soup? You know, I'm partial on the homemade soup. I'm partial on that homemade soup. I don't feel like cooking though. I don't feel like turning on no stove and boil that water for your ass in that broth. No, I'm good. Shit, I ain't got time for that. Shit, I just got home from work, baby. Shit, I ain't got time to boil that water. Shit, I got some canned soup. You probably might as well go and crack over the can and put that shit in my microwave or some old shit. I don't know. Oh shit. Yeah. Man, shit. You do that to a woman, she won't leave. Shit. I'm just doing that as a guest. I ain't trying to let you stay. Shit, I'm just doing that as Christian charity. I'm doing that as Christian charity. I ain't trying to wipe you up. Oh yeah. I'm on Kick right now. I'm on kick.com right now. I see somebody on kick.com. Shout out to y'all who's on Kick. Shout out to y'all who's on Twitch. I'm over there now. But anyway, let's keep it moving. Yeah. Yeah, Shicey Bomb. Now, notice, I want y'all to notice, so you notice Shicey has not typed in the chat room yet. I want you to notice Shicey Bomb has not chatted in the chat because I know what Shicey Bomb doing. Oh my God. Oh my God. He's right. I need a warm place to stay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you need a warm place to stay, you know, so like you can get some rest in a warm stomach. You need a warm stomach, a full stomach, in a warm blanket. Because trolling, if you troll so long, Shiesty Bomb, you be leaving out in the cold. It's it's snow outside. It's cold outside, Shiesty Bomb. You don't have to troll. Just knock on the door. No, forget, put your put your I just started my kick channel yesterday. Um what is my kick channel name anyway? Hold on. I forgot what it is called now. Big J uh 22026. I think that's the name. Um yeah, cuz somebody just went ahead and on kick. Yeah. But yeah. That's all Shiesty Bomb. You see, I want you to know. I want you to know Shiesty is not saying the word in the chat room. Because she's over here like, oh my God, he got a warm house. Yes, 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 baby. I have a warm house. There is a couch right here. You can lay down on this couch. The fire is on. You don't have to, you know, you don't have to do anything extra. You just bring your pretty little self over here and lay down. And you know what? And I turn on that song, lay your head on my pillow and just relax, relax, relax. Yeah, I'll put that song on your ass. Lay your head on my pillow. That's all you need to do. You'll be fine. You'll be fine, Shiesty. You'll be fine. Shit. You be curling your ass up in that on that couch. Sleep. You purring too. Just be snoring. And some of you women be snoring your asses off. Y'all don't know how some of y'all be snoring. Especially after y'all eat a good ass meal. Some of you women be curled up, all snoring and shit. Like shit. Shit. Don't be too damn cute. Don't be too damn cute. So some of y'all try to act all cute and shit. I don't want to eat. I be looking at women. I be looking at some of you women folk trying to act all cute on a date. I remember that one time, homeboy, he brought his girlfriend over, and I made all this damn food. I'm telling you, now, we made all this fucking ass food, brisket, ribs, chicken, all that, right? We had some uh potato salad, all the good shit. We had some beers and whiskey too, though, right? To drink with. He brought her ass over here, and she's like, "Well, do you want some meat?" I don't want to. I don't want to. Girl, stop acting cute. You know your ass is hungry. You hearing her stomach growling. Girl, get you something to eat. The fuck, don't, why you acting cute? I don't know why some of you women act all cute and shit when we know your ass is hungry and we over here giving you a plate. Like, aren't you going to eat? Shit. I said, you know what? Fuck you. Let me go ahead and eat. I don't got time trying to argue with your ass, convince you to eat when we can hear your stomach growling. We hear your stomach over here growling and shit. Here is you trying to act all cute. Homegirl, go eat. Trying to act all cute. Trying to act all bougie. Girl, man, this is not you're not old girl from a different world. Go eat. Trying to be high sedity. I'm gonna say something too. Some of you men who date women like this, y'all only date these women as a status symbol. Okay, y'all date these women as status. Y'all not really dating these women as a because you like these women. You date some of these women as a status. Like, oh, I got me a Jasmine guy from a different world type. I don't mean shit. Acting all high and sedity. She don't want to eat. Eating like a damn bird and shit. She don't want nothing but a bag of hot Cheetos. I guess so, though, Rooster. I guess so. You know, I guess so. Man, shit. Sitting over there just trying to be cute. Like, I don't want to eat. Shit. You wasting our food. You wasting my money. You know. Yeah. Eventually, we eventually she gave in. Eventually, she gave in and she started to eat. But that's at the tail end. She's trying to act like she was trying to be above. No, no, you ain't above shit. You're hungry just like the rest of us of us Negroes who sitting over here. Shit. Good times though. Good times though. That was some good ass barbecue. I gotta say, you know what? Let me give myself a health. Let me pat myself on the back. Let me pat myself on the back. That was some good ass brisket I made. That was some good ass brisket. Shit. That was some good ass brisket I made. And you know what? And that was 15, 20 years ago. And somehow I lost my touch. I don't know what I add. I don't know if I add some brown sugar to it. I don't know. I added something to the meat. I'm trying to remember what it was. Lord have mercy. Because usually I don't add brown sugar to my meat. I usually do a dry rub and you know what? Let me be quiet. I don't want to give out my secrets. I don't want to give out my barbecue secrets. Um, yeah, that was one time, one in a lifetime thing I did. So yeah, but her ass gonna show up, don't want to eat and shit, huh? Pause. What you mean pause? Ain't no. Hey, is brown sugar on your meat? Oh my. See, some of y'all perverts. Everybody know if you barbecue, you know what brown sugar does on when like you barbecue. Ain't nothing sex. I ain't talking about no sex. I'm talking about cooking. And I want you to notice I'm careful not talking about sex. And I'm being funny. You know, shit. Oh yeah. Oh, shit. Anyway, shout out to Stanley Cross, by the way. Shout out to Stanley Cross, by the way. Shout out to Stanley. Shout out to Stanley, man. You know, I'm gonna keep on saying it every chance I get. All right. Shout out to Stanley Cross. Oh, notice Sugar Bomb ain't saying the word. Notice Sugar Bomb has not come back in my chat room. See, Sugar Bomb, she wants to troll, right? But Sugar Bomb knows where. Sugar Bomb knows though I'm a sweetheart. Okay. Sugar Bomb know I'm a sweetheart. She can't really troll me like this because Sugar Bomb knows I have a heart full of gold, and she wants to clutch that gold. You know what I'm saying? And she can't really, get me off my gears. But shout out to the Sugar Bomb. Okay, Shiesty Bomb. Okay, now Shiesty. you can call me anytime you want. Okay, I'll treat you right. Tell you that right now, Shotzi Mom. I'll treat your ass right. You know, I'll treat you right. All you have to do is just smile and lay down on that couch and enjoy the fire, enjoy the warm house. You drink you some herbal tea and some soup, and you be fine. Especially that old that green tea. Oh my God, drink you some of that good green tea with the rose petals in it. That rose petal tea, yeah, that rose petal tea, and some soup, and your stomach won't be growling. You be warm, and you're curled up, and you snoring within the next 25 minutes. You don't have to say a word. And I bet you, Sugar Bomb, you gonna say thank you, Big J, and I'm gonna say it back to you, Sugar Bomb. Thank you, and you're welcome, baby. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Shit, thank you, Big J. You're welcome, baby. You know, just saying. Shit, that's all you had to do, Sugar Bomb. That's all you had to do. Shit, yeah, yeah. Like you don't have to troll, Sugar Bomb. You don't have to troll. You can be you can just be right here, you know, enjoying yourself. Yeah, yeah, singing to each other. Yes, you damn right. Be singing to each other at the fireplace. Yeah, you know. The moment I get next to you, ooh. Yeah, I sing them old 1970s hits. Your love captured me. Yeah, singing all that shit to her ass. She'll sit there and have a smile on her face and laugh her ass asleep. Shit. I like doing that shit to a woman. Make her sleep. You talk to her ass, she go to sleep on your ass. Shit. Ashford and Simpson. You're right. Yeah. Man, I like doing that to women. You make them, you joke with them until they go to sleep on your ass. I love that shit. See, sometimes you don't always have to be sex. Okay, it doesn't have to always be about, oh yeah, that nasty grinding. No, no. Sometimes getting in a woman's ear and making her feel special and shit. You know, that's all. That's all it matters. You make her feel special, and she'll just be putty in your hands. She'll take her ass to sleep. And once she take her ass to sleep, you be like, thank God this woman is not is out of my fucking way, so I can enjoy this goddamn football game. Shit. but anyway, I have enough right now, and you know, I guess Shiesty Bomb is sleep. I guess she's sleep. I guess she's snoring. I guess she said, I feel safe with Big J. Yeah, 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 baby, you feel safe. But anyway, let me get off of here. I said enough. I said enough in these past 50 something minutes, 55 minutes of this. Well, 54. Yeah, it's going soon to be 55 minutes, I should say. Um, See, that's how though you tap down a troll. That's how, man, you stop a troll. You have to appeal to the troll's wants and needs. That troll has a need and a want, and that need and the want is a how can I say it? I don't know how to say it. You know. Anyway, let me get out of here. I'll see you next time. I'm out. I might be live later on. Who knows? But again, shout out to Stanley Cross. I'm out.
I am not here to debate with anyone. I have devoted all of my adult life to this subject. I only debate with my equals. All others I teach.